folks, time to bring you up to date on what's happening with the Milwaukee Public Museum and the private organization that's taking control of it. Now, I know in the past you've been skeptical. Some have been skeptical about what we've accused them of doing, lack of transparency, deception, just dirty pool is a good word for it. But we're going to show you exactly how this works and what's happening in just 2 days. If you remember our last video, the one where the beam is dropped.
Please disperse! Nothing to see here, please!
Instead of filing an OSHA complaint or updating anybody about these things, making any formal comment about the error, what they did the next day was they ran an aerial video of the new museum and had some nice music behind it. And the Journal-Sentinel had an intern run a very interesting repeat of what they've said in the past. That was cover. That's how you cover something up. And that's covering up a mistake. When you want to cover up something that's about to happen, that's what I'm going to show you right now. This all starts last week when Milwaukee Public Museum puts out a video, promotion. One of their PR people walks around the streets of Old Milwaukee and tells you, again, sets the stage for how terrible this is, how impossible it is to move it. I didn't catch what was happening at that moment, but it's the beginning of the game. So let's fast forward to Wednesday. Wednesday morning, Ellen has a tour group of people come through the museum, take pictures. These are all journalists, and I'm sure they're not any journalists because this would have all leaked out. The idea here is to start putting together a couple of fluff, get some interest generated. And of course, we didn't know anything about this. Later in the afternoon, we get a call from Channel 58 asking us to comment on what's going on. Just balance. We're doing an article. Can you balance this? And Scott Bush goes on and does a really nice job. He's a great spokesman. Now, about the first clue is when Scott mentions to us that it's going to show at 10 o'clock. This is when the alarms went off in my head. I'm looking at this now saying this thing is happening. It's starting Wednesday morning. It's developing Wednesday afternoon. It's going on air Wednesday night. There's something not right about that. And that's where I start to get suspicious. Perfect opportunity. This is when government people who don't want you to know what's going on will have a meeting because you're still wrapped up in the holidays. But they have to set an agenda. That's the law. And they don't want to set that agenda. They want to set it as close to the holiday on one end and then have the meeting on the other end of the holiday. That keeps it all secret. So this is Wednesday night, and I get this in my head, and I thought, I'm going to put out a prediction, so that at least we have record that this BS is going on. Now, Thursday morning, I get up, and I see the Journal's put out a real fluffy article again. I'm fully suspecting this is a cover article for they're going to release this agenda, and it's not going to be a happy agenda. And I went back on and I updated my post. By the time I had updated my post, the agenda was up. So now you could see it in bold letters what they're going to do. They're going to be telling you what's going on with the items and what their plan is. And I went back online and I posted the third post saying we were 100% right. The prediction was perfect. They were playing a game that's designed to minimize the exposure to the public. But remember, they represent the public, but they don't want the public to know what's going on. This isn't going to be good news. Friday, last day before the holiday, Journal puts out another article. 2 in a row. And this one starts to talk about what's going to happen at the Streets of Old Milwaukee and the things that are being taken apart. And let's look at what's really going on here. They're prepping us. They're focusing on the Streets of Old Milwaukee, on nothing else. They're focusing all the things on and just pleading with you to understand it's impossible to move it. It's only impossible to move it because they didn't design it to, not the exhibit. They didn't design a new museum to take it. They never wanted it. Tuesday, we will be there. And I imagine because of this publicity and sandwiching it in with the holidays, you won't be able to be there. You won't even know it happened. And this is part of the strategy.